Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, a 4-year-old girl hit and killed by a Jeep in northeast Edmonton. Falling fuel fees, why the price of gas is dropping in Edmonton. And playing hardball, a baseball league demanding answers as the Cactus Rats still haven't hosted a home game.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
A 4-year-old girl is dead after being hit and killed by a Jeep in northeast Edmonton yesterday evening. Police say it happened on 66th Street at about 5:15. They say the girl was walking with her mother in a parking lot near 170th Avenue when she broke free and ran into the street where she was hit. The 23-year-old woman driving the Jeep stayed at the scene. The Edmonton Police Service says bystanders tried to treat the toddler before she was taken to hospital, where she died from her injuries. Police are offering trauma support services to everyone involved. A peace deal that would end the war in Iran is expected to be signed this Friday. A key part of that potential deal is reopening the Strait of Hormuz, a vital shipping route for nearly 20% of the world's oil. When the strait closed earlier this year, oil prices immediately spiked, followed by the cost of gasoline. CTV's Connor Hogg joins us now. So, Connor, even though that expected deal is still days away, gas prices in Edmonton are already noticeably lower.
Matt, Natural Resources Canada shows Edmonton's average gas price today is $148.8. At this time last month, the city's average was $186.1. Energy watchdogs say it's too early to know how a successful peace deal could affect Alberta's gas prices in the long term.
It takes some time for the drop in oil prices to sort of filter through to gasoline prices. So it can take some time. And I would say that the market has reacted, but there's potential for price to go up still, too. We don't know how much oil will really come through the strait immediately.
This afternoon, we saw gas prices in West Edmonton between $138 and $143, lower than the average. Economists say it will take time for oil inventories to replenish once the Strait of Hormuz opens. Despite that, they say this is likely good news for Albertans, given the economic stress that war in the Middle East is causing. Higher oil prices may also bring down the provincial budget deficit, which was predicated on about $60 per barrel oil prices.
We have an oil price assumption of $82 a barrel for the year. So a $20 difference pretty much sops up that deficit.
Whether the fuel tax Albertans pay will also go down remains to be seen. The provincial gas tax rules require gas to be above $90 a barrel for 20 days to qualify for government intervention. During her Saturday radio show, Premier Danielle Smith said her government had several days of monitoring left. Smith says we should know more sometime this week once her government determines where those June numbers land. Matt?
All right, Connor Hogg live in studio tonight. Thank you. Danielle Smith says the province needs to keep up the pressure on the U.S. to lift tariffs and embrace Alberta oil and gas.
We need to let the facts and the numbers speak so that Americans understand how much they stand to gain from this partnership. And that's why I supported the creation of the New North America initiative at the School of Public Policy. And that's why I appreciate your work in bringing together thinkers and decision makers across borders.
Smith spoke this morning at the BMO Centre in Calgary for the beginning of the New North American Summit. The two-day conference brings together academics and the private sector to discuss an integrated North American market. The event is billed as an opportunity for the current generation of leaders to work with the next generation to determine the future for our shared continent. Smith says she's not sure what's going to happen with Corb Lund's coal petition. Last week, volunteers from the group against coal exploration and mining on the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains dropped off boxes of signed petitions. Petition proponents say mining puts water at risk. Smith had previously said she would be prepared to put the question on the October 19th referendum ballot. On her radio call-in show Saturday, though, Smith said she's not sure if that can happen.
I looked at the petition, and it calls for a legislative proposal. So I have to figure out what that means. That means that that's got to go to a committee, just as the Forever Canada petition did. And it's members from the opposition as well as members from the government, and they will do the review, talk to Justice, figure out what exactly that would mean, and then make a recommendation.
The group says it collected more than 200,000 signatures that still need to be verified by Elections Alberta. The Energy City Cactus Rats will meet with league officials tomorrow to present its plans for the future. The league says it needs a clear timeline for when the team's ballpark in Spruce Grove could open. CTV's Evan Kenny has the latest.
Work continues at the Energy City Metro Ballpark in Spruce Grove. The Cactus Rats will go before the Western Canadian Baseball League's Board of Governors tomorrow. The league says the team needs to provide an update and a plan for when games could actually be played on its home field.
The patience kind of ended with the Board of Governors last week when they said enough's enough. We want to know what the plan is moving forward.
Construction on the ballpark started in 2023. The team said it would start this season last weekend under these stadium lights without fans. The first game was canceled because of rain. Now the league is demanding a clear date.
All we want is the ongoing chaos to stop.
The league told the Cactus Rats to make specific changes to the field and to come up with a concrete plan for the future. The board will decide if these changes and plans suffice. The league president did not want to speculate what could happen if the board says these changes are inadequate.
We want to make sure that the Cactus Rats are accountable to the league rules, regulations, and constitution.
CTV News spoke with upset fans last week.
It was so frustrating because they kept coming back and saying, oh no, we're going to open.
I shouldn't have had that much faith in humanity, heaven forbid. But here we are, no baseball.
Spruce Grove has issued the Cactus Rats a conditional occupancy permit, meaning 150 people can be in the ballpark at one time. The city tells CTV that only allows for the team and support staff, no fans. The league is rescheduling missed games for ballparks across the province until a decision about this ballpark is made. From Spruce Grove, Evan Kenny, CTV News.
People living in Old Strathcona could soon have another place to take their dogs off leash. The Community League owns this land along Gateway Boulevard, just south of End of Steel Park. Area Councillor Michael Jan says the league is offering up some of the green space for a potential future dog park. Jans has asked city staff what it would cost to put up some fencing and added garbage pickups. He believes another off-leash park in the area would be welcome.
Strathcona is a neighborhood where it's packed with high-rises, it's packed with apartment buildings, it's packed with dogs, and right now we're getting more and more off-leash complaints, conflicts with the River Valley, with coyotes, with Mill Creek Ravine.
There are two other fenced off-leash parks in the area, one operated by the city and a second on private land on White Avenue. Council will debate adding that new dog park during budget talks this fall. Well, Josh, I hope people and dogs in Edmonton enjoyed the sun this weekend because things are about to change.
Yeah, we're back into some cooler and cloudier and wetter weather over the course of the next couple of days. We got to 25 for a high today. It was 26 yesterday. We're still in the mid-20s right now, but we do have some showers and thunderstorms rolling in from the west. Wind is, for the time being, not bad, about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. You may see it start to gust briefly out ahead of these showers here in the next little bit. 9 degrees this morning. 25, so just the second time this month the temperatures have been above average. Yesterday was the first time. We're midway through the month. We've now had only 2 above average days, and we may not get another one till middle to the end of next week. We'll get to the long-range forecast later. First, while it's still able to fly before the rain rolls in, this is what a shot looks like from the CTV drone. That is looking west at some fairly dark clouds. And as you'll see in a moment here on the satellite and radar map, those clouds are dropping rain in many areas. It's showers, mainly just showers off to the west of Edmonton. There were a couple lightning strikes to the northwest and to the southwest of the city. It looks like as this goes through, you may hear some distant rumbles of thunder, but for the most part, it's probably just going to be rain here in the Edmonton area. This is pretty broad band. We lose the radar there on the last frame, but all the way from the Peace Country south towards Calgary, we've got rain falling, and that'll push through over the course of the next couple of hours. Maybe still some showers at 9. We might just be on the back edge at that point. By about 10 or 11, should be out of here. And then tomorrow, it's going to be off and on showers or periods of rain, gusty, and a high of 19 tomorrow afternoon. More teen daytime highs Wednesday, Thursday. We'll get to those details later in the newscast.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, tired of waiting, a community works together to fill hundreds of highway potholes.
If that road is not fixed by July, you're going to see me on the highway again.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
The organizer, leading a group of volunteers filling potholes in Fort McMurray, says they patched hundreds of them. Drivers say they were fed up with the condition of the only highway in and out of Fort Mac. CTV's Nara Manisa has this update.
This demonstration was not a one-man show. This shows the will and the power and the love Fort McMurray has.
What started off as a protest soon turned into a community initiative.
And we hit the road by 10 o'clock with over 85 volunteers. And they're all specialized professional landscaping construction companies.
Mohammed Terabin is the organizer behind a movement to fill potholes peppering Highway 63. He says they were forced to take matters into their own hands.
After a few months of complaining and sending emails, the whole community of Fort McMurray were a bit fed up with the empty promises and lip services from the Minister of Transportation.
In a nearly 2-kilometer stretch, more than 200 potholes were filled. Terabin says it's unfortunate it came to this.
We're very law-abiding citizens. We're a bit civil disobedient as well. But my point is this: enough is enough.
In a statement to CTV News, the Alberta Transportation Ministry says it put in an accelerated maintenance plan in place and will continue repairs weather dependent. A new pothole repair work order was also issued on June 4th. Terabin says he's giving grace to the province for the next couple of weeks. However, he's fixated on this pothole by Wandering River, south of the city.
If that road is not fixed by July, you're going to see me on the highway again.
RCMP does not recommend what Terabin's group did, but have not handed out any tickets or fines. Nara Manisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta's Hospital and Surgical Health Services Minister met with her federal counterpart earlier this month to discuss changes to Alberta's healthcare system. The meeting came amid calls for the feds to denounce Alberta legislation allowing doctors to work in both the private and public systems. A lawyer hired by the Canadian Health Coalition found the province's dual practice model clearly violates the Canada Health Act. The province insists that is not the case. Canada's health minister has said little about the changes Alberta plans to make, despite pressure to do so.
We're absolutely looking for leadership in the country to deal with this issue. So we urged the minister to speak against it. The minister says to us that they're waiting for the regulations.
The Alberta Medical Association recently provided 70 safeguards to the government as the province develops regulations. On CTV News at 6, we talk to a pioneer of private care in Canada. The province is offering new incentives to get more people involved with foster care. Starting tomorrow, the province will triple caregiver referral incentives to $1,500. Eligibility for a Refer a Foster program is also expanding to include kinship and permanency caregivers, nonprofits, and community groups. Kinship caregivers can include relatives, extended family, or close family friends. Earlier this year, the province increased its caregiver rate by 2% to help cover the rising cost of day-to-day necessities.
These improvements are based on conversations with caregivers from right across the province, and we will continue listening to support the incredible work that they do each and every day.
Foster and kinship caregivers are the foundational infrastructure for the child intervention system. Foster and kinship caregivers provide nurturing, loving families and a life that allows children to heal, to feel safe, and to experience stability and predictability.
Alberta currently has nearly 1,500 licensed foster homes and more than 2,100 kinship care providers. Still to come tonight on CTV News, some of the best ways to get those tent caterpillar clumps off your trees.
Programming brought to you by Alberta iGaming Corporation. For integrity, for fun, for Alberta.
The Edmonton Mural Fest is getting ready to turn blank walls into works of art. The festival brings artists from across the province together to create large-scale murals in Edmonton.
this year I think we've really got some huge murals. Today we're announcing the mural at the Citadel, the Arts District mural at the Citadel, and that's going to be like our kind of headliner mural. And I think that's something that's a bit different this year, and is really exciting because we've seen other festivals when they have one headliner, people gravitate to that, but then they're able to kind of go and discover some of the other murals.
Along with new murals, the festival has tours and activities to connect people with local art and culture. The festival runs August 15th to September 15th. Josh, I was hoping you were going to paint me a beautiful picture of the forecast this week, but something tells me we're only working with watercolors.
You don't like those dreary blues and grays, hey? Well, you know what?
Especially the rain.
Long-range forecast looks better. Oh. All right, it looks drier, looks hotter. Once we get into the first week of summer. Summer officially starts
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, the summer solstice. Until then, not a lot of sunshine in the forecast, so hope you enjoyed yesterday and early today. We've got cloudy skies as you look through the River Valley Skycam. It's 24 degrees in Edmonton after hitting 25 for a daytime high. Still 25 in Fort McMurray, 18s Grand Prairie and Jasper. There's your rain from Slave Lake all the way south through to south of Red Deer, and you do still have some rain north of Grand Prairie. It's just that the radar has conked out in the last little bit. And then a little thunderstorm cell here just off to the southwest of Edmonton. So as we said, there may be some distant rumbles of thunder. I'm not convinced we get any really big storms right over top of the city of Edmonton. And the same's going to be true for tomorrow. I think most of the storms tomorrow are going to stay a good ways off to the south and southeast. There may be some thunderstorms, but nothing verging on severe. This is the big story. Temperatures back in the mid to high teens for daytime highs. There's one nice little warm day there Friday, then it cools off again. Saturday, Sunday. Look at the long-range forecast, though. You get to early middle part of next week, back into the mid to high 20s. We may even see some 30s here before the month is done. Just not this week. There's your rain sliding through. By the time we get to about 10 o'clock tonight, that should all be off to the east and northeast of Edmonton. You are going to see some steadier rain overnight tonight in parts of northeastern Alberta, and that'll continue into tomorrow morning. Chance of some occasional showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder in the Edmonton area. Timing this out is going to be really tough. Best chance for some severe weather is going to be from around Red Deer off to the southeast, midday and into the afternoon hours. You can see for us here in Edmonton, it's cloudy all day, occasional showers or some light periods of rain, and that persists right through the day tomorrow and into early Wednesday. Kind of breaks down to more like scattered showers for later in the day on Wednesday. 13 Fort McMurray, 11 in Grand Prairie, and 12 in Red Deer tomorrow morning. Daytime highs tomorrow should be in the high teens across the northeast. 17s, 18s here across the west and northwest. You see almost everybody in Alberta gets at least a chance of some showers or thunderstorms. Best bet, though, is going to be here, Red Deer off to the east and southeast for potentially some sizable and possibly severe thunderstorms. Here in Edmonton, temperatures dropping overnight tonight will be about 14 degrees tomorrow morning, and then up to around 18 or 19 for a high tomorrow. And by midday, the wind starts to gust. 20 gusting to about 40, maybe 50 kilometers per hour. Mid to high teens again Wednesday, Thursday. About a 30% chance of some scattered showers Wednesday, a little better chance on Thursday. The weekend, I don't have a lot of confidence in the weekend forecast at this point. It does look cooler, mid to high teens. Whether or not we get rain Saturday or Sunday or both days remains to be determined.
All right, Josh, thank you. Moderate weather has contributed to a tent caterpillar boom in Alberta. Some gardeners are wondering if they need to worry about their trees. One arborist says the best way to prevent damage to your trees is to make sure they are healthy. A healthy tree can withstand losing leaves to caterpillars. He says if a tree is already dealing with issues such as drought, the caterpillars can leave them vulnerable to other insects and disease. He says there are a few simple ways to deal with the bugs.
If you see large clumps of them on the trunk of the tree, you can just take a garden hose and give it a good spray and knock them off the tree. There are products that we can spray as well too, insecticides that we can spray to help reduce the populations. And then you can physically just try and knock them out of the tree as well too.
He says you should always wear gloves when dealing with the caterpillars. While they're not poisonous, they can irritate your skin. When we return, Playing It Forward, a community celebrates the result of its hard work, a new inclusive playground.
My favorite thing about it is that everyone gets to...
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up Tuesday on Your Morning, how a home economist travels as high prices hamper summer plans for affordable and healthy meals that you can take camping or to the cabin.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
A neighborhood in Edmonton is celebrating the opening of a new playground. It's been years in the making and is extra special for one person because it means he can finally join in the fun with his friends. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
We are so thrilled that you're joining us for our grand opening.
It's opening day for the new Linwood Playground. The neighborhood has been waiting for this for a while, and kids aren't wasting any time navigating every new nook and cranny.
I like it down.
So, with this line, it has these arrows pointing down. It's super noisy.
I really like the monkey bars.
I really like the big swing because it can fit lots of people.
We're just thrilled that the kids are enjoying it today, eating lots of cotton candy and lemonade and just building memories with their friends.
Giving everyone the opportunity to make those memories, one of the motivations for getting the new playground built. This new structure is designed so that everyone can take part, including some who previously couldn't. One of the project's strongest advocates is Francis LaHaye. Francis has cerebral palsy. He couldn't play on the older structure with his friends.
When we didn't have this, it made me feel so sad that we only had one park.
It's heartbreaking because he expresses how sad he feels when he is excluded. He describes sitting in his chair by himself, watching everybody else play.
Francis and his friends took part in a lot of fundraising, alongside the rest of the Linwood Community League and several donors, raising more than $100,000 to help make the inclusive and updated playground a reality.
Seeing something like this come together where now he does have that ability to still be with his friends and now be included in the fun, it really warms all of our hearts.
My favorite thing about it is that everyone gets to play it.
Now Francis can join his friends on the play structure and ride along with them on its interactive elements.
Feels amazing. Getting to be free, getting to play, getting to do whatever you want.
He also gets to know that he made a difference for his friends and generations of kids to come. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.